What's up, guys? It's Jordan from Tacoma Lifestyle. Today we have my friend John here.
What's up, guys? I'm John. On Instagram, I go by TRD Timmy, and this is my first-gen Tacoma.
And we're going to check it out today.
Let's do it.
All right, John, so we're at the front of your truck right now. Why don't you tell us what you have going on?
Yeah, so to start right here, I have a CBI front bumper, full steel with the triple hoops. And then we have 3 Baja Design LP6s, which is a little overkill, I have to admit. But I love,
especially when we talk about the rest of the lights.
I love the look of the pod lights here. Inside the bumper, we have a Voodoo off-road 9,500 pound winch with some factor 55 fair lead and flat link, just the generic stuff there. Grill is a aftermarket grill from Taco Vinyl. It's called their Raptor grill, so okay. I kind of personalized it the way that I wanted it. It came flat black. I paint matched it white.
That's sweet.
Paint matched the letters white, and then it does have Raptor lights in here, but I replaced them for the smoked ones, and then I don't have them plugged in.
Oh, darn it. So I think that looks sweet, too.
So they're kind of just place fillers.
Yeah.
If I wanted Raptor lights, I could plug them in, but I just have unplugged them with all the other stuff going on.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Headlights are a custom-built retrofit headlight from Tech Customs that we worked on together. So basically, we just put everything of what I wanted into it. And so now these are branded the TRD Timmy Edition headlights.
That's so sick.
They sell. They have a sequential C-strip here as a DRL, and then there's a halo behind here, and they're RGB, so you can make them whatever color you want. And they're all really sequential turn signal. So the retrofit headlight on these trucks is like a big game changer because you can get a lot more light output than just the halogen headlight.
Yeah, it gives it, I mean, you had it out last night, and it looked so sweet. So I love those headlights.
But yeah, and then moving around, wheels and tires. Right now I'm rocking the SSW off-road Griffins and a Nitto Recon Grappler in a 295/70/17 size.
Nice. And how's that tire been for you?
I've absolutely loved it. I had the Falcons on before, which were like the 3-peak winter rated.
Yeah.
And I know these don't have that like rating on them, so I was living in an area where it snows a lot. I was kind of nervous, but they've actually performed really well in the snow. And they're relatively quiet. And the 295 has kind of just been a perfect size tire for this truck.
Yeah, like probably better than a mud terrain too.
Yeah, it's been a really good size. It's not too big, but on a smaller truck, it looks big enough that people think you're running 35s.
Yeah, that's so sick. I know, it looks absolutely massive on this truck. Well, let's move around to the side. You got a lot of stuff going on the side of the truck as well. Okay, so we moved around to the side of your truck. Tell us a little bit about your suspension setup.
So right now I have the SPC upper control arms, and then I'm running a Bilstein 6112. I've had that for probably 4 years now.
That's a long time.
They've been doing pretty well. I have replaced the coil springs to a 650 pound just for the weight of everything.
Yeah.
But I probably will switch those out to like an adjustable coilover at some point.
Cool.
And then lower control arms are from Solo Motorsports. They're fully fabricated lowers that move everything forward an inch.
Yeah,
which
and they're
helps,
huge. They look massive.
Which helps kind of clear everything. And I mean, there's absolutely no rubbing, and I haven't tubbed, I haven't cut anything or trimmed anything.
Crazy.
So
with 295s, that's crazy.
Yeah. And then we do have like some cam tab gussets from KPO as well, just to kind of keep the alignment locked in.
Yeah.
And then, so ditch lights, we have some Baja Design Squadrons. I'm a big Baja guy.
Yeah,
so,
I can tell with all the front lights and then the linkable up on the top.
So, and then these are CBI ditch light brackets. And then I actually have some Baja Designs rock lights.
Yeah, I have never seen that before. Did you fabricate that one yourself?
Yeah, so it was an idea I've had for a long time because there were some like Japanese style mirrors that people were replacing on these, and they had a little light here and then they had a puddle light.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't necessarily like how the light looked, so I wanted to kind of do my own rendition. And so I found some timers and wired them all in so that when you unlock and lock the truck,
that's crazy.
They come on and illuminate the ground.
And what color did you go with for those?
I went with amber.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then rock sliders, these are from 4X Innovations. They are their DOM like square main tube with a kick out at the rear.
Oh yeah.
To kind of help jog stuff off. So I think sliders is one of the first things anyone should do if they're going to plan on like getting out.
Like hard wheeling. Yeah, keep those doors protected.
Yeah.
And then what do you got going on for roof rack? And this
Roof
setup up
rack
here?
is from Prinzu. It's their Prinzu cab rack. And then we have the Baja Designs linkable up here.
That thing's crazy bright as well.
That's a recent addition that I absolutely love.
Yeah.
And then just a generic, like got a set of Max Tracks here. And that's really about all I have mounted up there. On the topper, it's hard to see, but I do have the matching top rack for it. And that's what my tent's mounted to.
Okay, and what tent are you running? And then it looks like you have this awning as well.
Yeah, so the tent is from Sterling Adventure Co. They're like a newer company to the market.
Yeah.
Last night it was super windy and it was blowing all over the place, but
still very windy.
It kept me pretty warm, and so it's been a really nice addition to the truck. And then this is their brand new 270 awning.
Oh, okay.
And
so that swings all the way around the tent.
Yeah, it swings all the way around and goes to the rear. It's like a new thing to the market, and so this is like one of the first models that we're just trying to test and get some pictures of. But awesome. It is really nice to keep the sun away.
Yeah, I'm sure. And then moving on to the rear suspension, what are you running in the rear with leaf springs and shocks?
Yeah, so the rear I've changed quite a bit. I'm running the All Pro Expedition leaf springs to kind of support all of this weight. And then I have their extended 5-inch shackles, I believe.
I didn't even notice that.
So they do stick a little bit below the bedside, kind of like that old school Toyota pickup.
Sick. Yeah.
And I love that. And then a few months ago, we did the Archive Garage shock relocation. And
so you moved that all
So I moved, the shocks on this are inboard and they face opposite directions. Yeah. So the shock relocation makes them outboard and sticks them, forward in the same direction. And so
that's really nice. I've liked that kit. I've seen it on a lot of Tacomas.
So now I'm running a 12-inch 2.5 from Locked Off Road.
Cool.
That has the adjustable reservoirs, and it's made a huge difference in how the ride and how the rear performs. So it's been really cool.
Yeah, it's a sweet setup so far, man. Well, let's see what you have going on around back. All right, John, so we moved to the back of the truck. Let's start with this rear bumper, which is absolutely awesome on this first-gen Tacoma.
So this is the CBI rear bumper. I don't remember the exact name of it, but it's the matching one to the front.
Yeah.
I chose this one because it was like the highest, most like high clearance, like slim looking. Some of them were really thick on the sides here.
Yeah, like this is like super high clearance right here.
So I wanted to keep it thin and stuff. And so it has like these bedside bars for protection and then a single swing arm that I have two 2-gallon roto packs on, one for fuel, one for water. And then I have the full-size spare mounted here.
Cool. And then talking a little bit more about the tires, like this is a huge tire. Have you had to do any re-gearing to your truck to run these comfortably?
Yeah, so I mean with all the weight from the front bumper, sliders, rear, like the cap, that alone justified the re-gear.
Yeah.
So I have re-geared to 488s.
Cool.
I didn't do a front locker just because I don't use the rear locker as much.
all that much, yeah.
And so I didn't think I would use the front one if I don't use the rear one a whole lot.
I mean, the rear one's really all you need, I feel like, for the type of stuff that we do, right?
Yeah. So yeah, re-geared to 488s made a big difference in power and putting that power down lower. It did help with fuel economy a little bit. No, I wouldn't re-gear just for fuel economy because it wasn't
It's more for the
big.
power, Cool, and then we got some chase lights up here. What brand are these?
Yeah, so continuing on, those are Baja Design S2s. Those are floods to kind of give as much spread to the back as possible. Mounted up there, they double as chase lights and as scene lights for when you're like setting up camp and stuff.
That's awesome. And then I see your camera is up here. I think we're going to talk a little bit more about what dash cam setup you have. So let's move to the inside of your vehicle. All right, John, so we moved to the interior of your vehicle or your truck out of the wind. You got an insane looking dash. Let's start with that.
Yeah, so those are from Tech Customs, the same ones that made the headlights. They're called their glow gauges. And so it gives it like that nice little retro touch on the interior.
It looks
as
so
well.
sick. It's like a bluish almost.
Yeah, it's like they're just little overlays to go over like your factory cluster.
Oh, okay, cool.
So you're not actually like changing anything. You're just overlaying like a new, so it still maintains all your lights.
Oh, that's really interesting. That's cool. And then you got the heritage scheme on your steering wheel as well.
Yeah, so this is a stitch-on steering wheel cover from East Detailing Supply. Cool. And yeah, you can. This is like their Toyota collection.
Yeah.
And so yeah, you just order it that way for your specific vehicle, and then you stitch it on. Took a couple hours, but it's been really nice. Really nice to have the leather there.
It looks good. And then your truck is like a tan interior, and I think one of the first things people notice are these tan corbeau seats, tan and black. Were these custom to your truck, or?
No, this is just a factory, like an option that Corbeau has. In their Trail Cat option, you can get them in all black, like black and tan, black and gray, and like black and red. And so I chose black and tan because I wanted it to kind of be like that OEM plus vibe.
Yeah, it definitely gives that vibe for sure.
And these seats have been really awesome because they are heated.
Oh.
And so
that's really nice.
My switches down here for the heated seats.
Days like today, those are like perfect.
And then they do have like a bolster bag that you can kind of pump up and control how you want your bolster to feel.
That's really cool. And then you have a couple of mounts up here. Who makes this mount?
Yeah, so this is the Tech Off-Road modular accessory mount.
Okay.
And so it just kind of gives you like a molly panel type thing here, and then their radio holder.
Okay, that's really cool.
And then so you can just clip your radio on. That's been one of my favorite features because it's easy to access and keeps it out of your cup holders and like at a point where you can hear what the people are saying on the radio.
That's really nice.
And then this is just a Mob Armor phone mount.
And this has been really good for you so far?
Yeah, I used to have one up here, but because the dash isn't so flat, it would kind of wobble, especially in the sun when it would get really hot. It's like the sticky pad.
Oh, okay, cool.
Would kind of undo, but it's been a really great location for the phone.
That's awesome. And then down here you have your switch panel control your lights. What switch panel are you running?
This is just a 8-gang switch panel from Auxbeam that I've had for a few years now. It does kind of struggle with all of the really high output lights, but I've never had any issues of it like not working ever at all. But
that's good. Yeah, these are really nice. Installation's super easy on these.
Yeah, it makes it really easy to add a ton of accessories and not have to try to plumb a ton of wires and switches into your cab.
True. And then up here you have, it looks like an aftermarket rear view mirror.
Yeah, so this is the dash cam from Wolfbox. I believe it's like the G9000 front and rear camera. So you can run it like split screen or full. I have the rear camera mounted on the back of my Prinzu rack.
Oh, okay, cool.
So that I can have like a full-time rear view mirror.
That's awesome. Yeah, this is like a really clean look. Especially helps having the shell on the back, I'm sure. And then on your doors, notice a lot of camo going on.
Yeah, so these are a brand new product from Taco Vinyl.
Yeah.
They're called their door skins. They've been working on doing a lot of different models. They started with like 3rd gen Tacomas and stuff.
Yeah.
And so the 1st gen was one they wanted, and so this is their first iteration of their door skins for this. I like the little heritage touch they did right down there.
Matches the rest of the truck very well. Cool, John. Well, thanks for showing us your truck and bringing it out today. We really appreciate it. It's been one of my favorite builds. And this interior is just insane. So we appreciate you bringing it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, thanks, John, for bringing out your Tacoma. It is one of my favorite builds out there. If people want to keep up with everything happening on your truck, where can they follow you?
Instagram, TRD Timmy. It's the same for TikTok and YouTube as well. I'm trying to do a little bit more YouTube, but it's tough.
Yeah, it's pretty tough. He's definitely worth the follow. He's done a ton to this truck, and I'm sure you have a lot more planned for it. Make sure you're following Tacoma Lifestyle for anything and everything Tacoma. If you're trying to build out your overland rig, hit up our website. But yeah, thanks again for bringing your truck by.